much. And so they pick up yet another junior varsity victory. These guys are good. Catch you later at the next JV ball game, Thursday night. Well, good evening, Lady Trojan varsity fans. Tonight, the Trojans will host those Indians from Millersburg in a Tri-Valley League ball game about to start here in just a moment. We'll have the introduction of the players, and then we'll be back with the opening tip. The Trojans have played strong basketball for the last month and a half, so I don't believe they're going to have much of a problem with these Millersburg Indians here tonight. Should be a good ball game, though, for all of these young Trojan ladies who are coming off a big victory. The last time out, I believe, when they defeated the Line Mountain Eagles over at Line Mountain on a last-second shot for the Eagles, or for the Trojans, rather. And so they'll be flying high tonight as they take on these Indians from Millersburg. We'll be back following the national anthem with the opening tip-off. The Indians tonight are without Doughty, who is one of their better ball players, and she is sick, I believe. And so facing off tonight against Amy Daniels will be that Sonia Jackson from Millersburg. Here's the opening tip, controlled by UD as it's tipped back here for Heidi Mosser. Mosser is out there along with Rudisil. Amber Daniels, Amy Daniels, and Gwen Shade is your starting five for UDA. This is Shade taking it in on the right side over there, picks up that dribble. She's guarded in there by Jackson. Back out here for Amy Daniels. Near wing it comes. It's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say the last person to touch it was Amber Daniels, and so Jackson will inbound the ball for Millersburg. Jackson is in there along with Baker. This is Baker right now coming up court with it. Also in there is Lentz, number 33. That's her with the ball now. Baker back over there for Lentz. We'll get the other two gals here in a minute. This is Jackson. Here's a pass, or a shot put up there by Norman that wouldn't go. And we have one more girl to find out here. We'll find her here in a minute. As they swing it over Rudisil inside here. Now a pass back for Rudisil. Bouncing it over here in the wing for Shade. Shade will dump it on the baseline here for Mosser. Inside she goes with a good pass. Bounce pass over there and a tie-up as Jackson ties up Amy Daniels in there for the Millersburg Indians. The other gal is Huffman, number 30. So now we've got them. Baker, Jackson, Huffman, Lentz, and Norman. This is Norman with it for Baker. Over here for that Norman gal. Norman from outside. It's good for two. So Miss Norman has the first 2 points of the ball game. 2-0 Indians. And here is Amber Daniels taking it inside. Shot put up, but a foul call. We've got to have a push foul underneath. Amber will go to the line shooting 2. Here's Amber's first try. And it is good. 2-1 Millersburg, and Amber with a chance to tie up the ball game. The foul was on Lentz, her first. Second shot by Amber Daniels is good, and we're tied 2-2. 2-2. Jackson inbounding. Back here for Baker. Up now for Norman. Norman will pick up the dribble. Push it ahead here for Huffman. She'll drop it back for Baker. Inside, they'll loop it there to Huffman for 2. A little bit short. And on the rebound, we got a push foul called on Sonia Jackson. She will pick up the foul. Her first. Team second. And UD will inbound the ball. Played a minute and 36 seconds of the ball game. It's tied 2-2. Here's Shade picking it up. Gwen taking it right inside, puts a shot up and in good. Gwen Shade took it through the paint and had some interference in there, but she was okay to go by that interference, and ball knocked out of here by Norman now. And Gwen making a good run at it that time. UD coming back. This is Rudisil. These guys get hot. They're going to put this game away. Ball's over here for Amber Daniels. Amber right inside. She goes here for Amy. Amy with a shot. Good for two. Fall away jump shot by that Amy Daniels. Here's a ball nearly stolen away. Baker's got it. Ahead here for Norman. It's 6-2 now. As Norman puts it up off the glass. Wouldn't go in. The rebound controlled here by Heidi Mosser. Back for Rudisill. Lauren over the wing. Amy Daniels has it. Here for Amber Daniels. Amber takes it over the baseline. Pushes it inside here for Mosser. Mosser steps back, pops the shot up, no good. Rebound tipped over here to Gwen Shade. Shade pushes it back out. Rudisill from outside for two. It's good. Lauren Rudisill has got two. It's 8-2. Here's Baker. Head here for Norman. Over here comes Huffman with it. Huffman cruising in. He's picking up the dribble back here for Baker. Over the wing it goes now. Lentz inside here for Huffman. Her shot blocked away by Shade. And back comes Rudisill. Rudisill over here in the wing. Gwen for three, for two. No good. Rebounded in there to Mosser. Back outside here. Shade for two more. That's no good. And we've got a push underneath here. Foul might be on Amy Daniels, I believe it is. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Amy will pick up her first. A little push underneath going for the rebound. And it's 8-2 UDA. 4:40 left here in the first period. Miss Baker for Norman. Baker has it. Over the wing there. This is a shot from outside. No good. And on the rebound, it's going to be put up and in good by Norman. This is Amy Daniels on the baseline. Amy going all the way in. Puts the shot up. It's blocked out of there by Lentz. Lentz can't believe that one. I don't know. It didn't look like much on that except ball, but they called her for it. She'll pick up the foul, and Amy Daniels will go to the line to shoot two. Here's Amy's first. No good. And here's Daniels' second try. It is short. Off the front it comes to Norman. And back here come those Millersburger now. They can get to within two if they get a bucket here. This is Baker, near side for Norman. Norman dropping it here for Baker. Baker from outside. It is good for three. It's a 1-point ball game. 8-7 UDA by one as Baker buries a tray. Rudisill pushes it back over here. Amber Daniels has it. Amber will try to take it inside. Picked up in there by Lentz. Ahead now for Baker. And Baker at the timeline. Spins it here for Norman. Norman goes inside with it. This is Huffman back here for Norman. Norman from outside wouldn't go. Rebound comes down there to Rudisill. And Lauren will clear it back up court for UD. Over in the wing there for Amy Daniels. Amy on the baseline looking for two. Wouldn't go that time. Rebounded in there to Shade with a good rebound. Gwen tries to push it out here, but steps are going to be called as they tied Gwen up in there. And walk called. Lizai into the ball game for Millersburg along with, let's see, who's the other one? Here's a shot from out front. No good. Rebounded in there to Huffman. And back with it comes Baker. Baker working it up court for Millersburg. On the wing over there, she has Martin, number 14. They loop it inside here for Huffman. Huffman back for Baker. Baker will take it back here. 2:50 left here, and we're going to have a foul called over on the wing over there as Martin was getting all involved with Gwen Shade, and Martin picks up the foul. Martin picks up her first personal foul. Here's Rudisill bouncing it inside. The ball comes loose, picked up by Huffman. And back with it comes Millersburg. Now UD not sharp at the moment. There's no question about that. Lizai will drop it back for Baker. Baker out in front. Here comes Baker picking up the dribble. Inside they go with it stolen away nicely by Heidi Mosser. Mosser coming back with it for UD. She'll stop. Drop it on the baseline or on the paint. Over there's a shot short by Amy Daniels. And Amy picks up her own rebound. Puts a shot up. No good. Shot put up by Mosser wouldn't go. Shot put up by Shade won't go, but she's fouled. And I believe it's going to be Jackson picking up the personal foul. And Millersburg may be getting ready to call a timeout. In fact, I think they did. They did. So we've got 2:09 left here in a 1-point ball game here in the first period. It's 8-7 UDA. Heidi Moser, I think, will be at, or Gwen Shade, rather, will be at the line shooting when we come back. Jackson, number 53, picked up her second personal foul on that last play, and there will be a non-shooting foul. I don't know where I understood it was going to be shooting, but it wasn't. And so Karen Drivelbest, who was in the ball game, pushes a pass in there for Amy Daniels. Is tapped away. Amy picks it up. Good for two. Well, Amy picked up a bad pass there by Millersburg and converted on it. Here's a ball going to be picked up in here now by Huffman. Yeah, tapped away. But out of bounds it goes. Gwen Shade tapped it out of there. And it'll be Martin inbounding the ball for Millersburg. Jackson checking out of the ball game. Norman coming in to replace her. So Martin inbounding, pushes it over there for Baker. Baker working on Rudisill, or Rudisill working on her, I guess. Here's Lizai. Lizai back here for Baker. They're looking inside for Huffman, nothing doing there. So on the baseline goes Norman with it. She puts a shot up, but she's fouled. And Norman, I think, is going to be shooting two. Foul was on that pesky Karen Drivelbest, her first. Norman at the line shooting up her first. It's good. And we're tied. No, we're not. It's 10-8. 10-8. UD by two. And Norman's second shot makes it a little short. And the rebound comes back here for Norman. She'll glide one up off the glass. No good. Rebounded to Norman again. This time it's going to be good. And we're tied at 10-10 with 1:25 left here in the first period. So Millersburg really hanging in there, and they shouldn't be. Here's Rudisill. Oh, they're going to call it. They're going to say that was blocked. Wow. Baker with a big play that time for those Indians. Gee whiz, got all ball, I guess. And it will be Lizai inbounding the ball for Millersburg. No, it won't. She thought she was, but it'll be Drivelbest inbounding for UD. Here's Shade working the baseline, going underneath with it. Has it blocked away, and they're going to call a tie-up underneath. And it will be red ball. Red this time is Millersburg. And again, Lizai will inbound the ball for Millersburg. Right here for Baker. Baker is a good little point guard out here for those Millersburg Indians. Nearly had it stolen there, however, they converge on it. Let's see, Baker dives after it, and they're going to call a tie-up again, and it's going to be UD ball. So that time it was all Rudisill coming up there to make the initial steal on it, I believe it was, and then she is converged upon by a couple of Trojans, but good job done by UD. Less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Here's Rudisill. Over for Daniels. Daniels turnaround shot, 14-footer, no good. On the rebound, Gwen Shade for two, it's good. Gwen Shade right there battling with two Millersburg Indians, and Gwen picking off that rebound. Here's Huffman picking up the dribble, back here for Baker. Baker is really the ball handler on this team. I don't know if, not too many of the other kids, sometimes that Norman will handle the ball pretty well, but here's a pass inside, a shot put up, and a foul called. They're going to get a push foul called on Amy Daniels. It'll be Amy's first, I believe. We'll see. Amy picks up her second with 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Baker will inbound the ball for Millersburg. Pushes it back here. It is grabbed, and Norman and Shade tie it up. It's going to stay up here. Amber Daniels into the ball game to replace Amy, who will be given the bench here by Coach Shadle because she has picked up her second personal foul, so she'll just cool it for a little while. Here's Norman for two, no good. Return shot put up over there by Huffman was no good, and back with it comes Shade for Rudisill. Clock down to 10 seconds left in the first period. Over in the wing it goes. This is Drivelbest inside, goes out of bounds off the hands of Shade with 4 seconds left. And it will be Millersburg inbounding the ball. Lizai to inbound. Whoop, ball tapped out of there with 2 seconds to go. Heidi Moser making a good defensive play on it. Lizai will fire this one down the court. And it's picked up in there by Martin with 3/10 of a second left. Are you kidding? 3/10 of a second left here in the first quarter. Baker will inbound it, and that should do it, and it did. So at the end of one, it's UDA by 2, 12-10 over Dauphin over Millersburg here at the end of one quarter of the ball game. Gwen Shade getting ready to inbound the ball now to begin period number 2. The Trojans with that 2-point lead. It's Shade in there with Rudisil, Karen Drybelvis, Heidi Mosser, and Amber Daniels starting the second period for UD. The only non-starter in there, Amy Daniels. Here's Heidi with it. Pushes it back here for Amber. Amber, 15-foot try. Good. Nice bucket by Amber Daniels for 2 more. UD by 4, 14-10. Lizai picks up the ball. Dumps it over here in the wing. The ball's got to be knocked out of there by Amber Daniels. They're going to call a foul on Amber. Amber a little bit too rambunctious that time, knocking that ball out of there. And it will be Lizai inbounding the ball for Millersburg. Does so back here for Huffman. Right underneath they go here for Norman for 2. Wouldn't go. Rebound tapped around in there, controlled by Huffman. Back outside here. Shot put up by Martin. Wouldn't go. And the rebound comes down here to UD. Heidi Mosser coming away with it. Now to Rudisil. Rudisil over there for Drybelvis. Here's Amber Daniels. A nice pass inside with the ball tapped loose. Still loose. Amber picks it up for 2. It's good. Or Gwen Shade, rather. Gwen inside there battling. Way to go, Gwen. 16-10. Floor pressure now starting to really wear down these Indians. But a foul called on Heidi Mosser. It'll be the team's 5th. For Heidi, it will be her first. And so no problem there. And it will be Lizai of Millersburg inbounding the ball. Lizai just played a good junior varsity ball game. Norman over here for that number 30 Huffman. She'll drop it back there for Baker. Baker's got to try to make something play inside. Inside they go here for Norman. Norman for 2. No good. Rolled off the back of the bucket. But Norman will go to the line shooting 2. Foul was on Gwen Shade, her first. And Norman makes 2 of these, so it's a 16-12 ball game. And back comes UDA. Bouncing it here for Mosser, or for Shade rather. Shade for 2, it's good. Nice charge and a nice bucket by Gwen Shade, working along that baseline. It's 18-12, UD by 6. Here comes Baker. Baker ahead now for Martin. Martin right underneath is Huffman for 2. Her shot wouldn't go, but a foul's called, and Gwen will pick up her second personal foul. And to the foul line will go Huffman, shooting 2. Lentz back in the ball game along with Jackson for Millersburg, as Huffman goes to the line to shoot 2. Her first shot is good. Huffman's second shot is no good. Rebounded inside there to Jackson. Jackson will push it back over there to Lentz. Back to Jackson. Jackson going off the glass for 2. It's good. Sonia Jackson gets 2 for the Millersburg Indians. And back come the Trojans. Here is a shot put up there by Weaver, who is in the ball game now for UD. Shot wouldn't go, and back with it comes Millersburg. It's 18-15. They'll loop it here for Jackson. Jackson stopping, pushing it back here for Baker. Baker would like 3. It's good, and we're tied at 18 all. Baker nails our 3. It is 18-18. Here comes Drybelvis underneath the bucket. Rolls it over here for Schaefer. Schaefer for 2. Oh, just off the mark. Rebounded in here to Baker. Valerie Schaefer into the ball game for UD. Here comes that Norman gal. Norman shoots one from outside. That's no good. On the rebound, it's going to be controlled there by Rudisil. And Lauren coming up the court with it. Bounces it over here for Schaefer. Valerie Schaefer. Back here for Rudisil. Over the wing it goes for Weaver. For Rudisil. For Schaefer. Here is Weaver. For Schaefer. Now they're going to give it back there to Drybelvis. Inside here, it's going to be tapped loose, but picked up there by Rudisil. Over in the wing it goes for Weaver. April with a shot for two, no good. Rebound comes down here controlled. Let's see, off the foot it goes, picked up in there, and they're going to call a walk. They're going to call a walk on Huffman that time. And it will be April Weaver inbounding the ball. No, it won't. It'll be Kelly Dribelvis inbounding for UDA. 4:36 left here in the half. Tied at 18. Here comes Karen Dribelvis. Karen has the ball rolling around over there. Let's see. It's going to go out of bounds off the Trojans. So Jackson of Millersburg will inbound the ball. For Baker. This is Baker coming up court with it. Over the wing she goes now to Lentz. Lentz will drop it inside here for Norman. Norman's shot blocked and a foul called. Kind of a late foul that time. This guy makes the call, and the foul is going to be on 15. That is Weaver. April will pick up the foul, and to the foul line goes Norman, shooting two. Norman made her first shot, makes it a 19-18 Millersburg lead by one. 4:20 left here in the first half. Amber Daniels back into the ball game to replace Kelly Dribelvis for UDA, and the second shot by Miss Norman is good. She's a good foul shooter. It's 20-18 Millersburg by two. Here comes the Weaver back outside here for Dribelvis. She will take it over and bounce it here for Amber Daniels. Amber, 12-foot shot, no good. On the rebound, controlled in there by Heidi Morser. Man, is Heidi bashed after the shot. No foul. Where the heck was the call after the shot? Somebody belted Heidi, knocked her back 3 feet, but no call. And we're going to have number 24, Daki, replacing Norman in there for Millersburg. 4:02 left here in the first half. Kelly Dribelvis inbounding it here for Heidi Morser. Heidi has it tapped out of her hands, but a reach-in foul is going to be called. It'll be non-shooting, 6-team foul. UD will inbound the ball. Foul was on Baker, her first. Here's Dribelvis inbounding the ball. Looping it back here for Morser. Heidi will drop it here for Kelly Dribelvis. Kelly goes to take it inside. Shot up and in, good. Nice bucket there by that Kelly Dribelvis. Here comes Jackson working it down the right wing. Jackson takes it right underneath. Shot put up too high off the glass by Huffman. Rebounded in there and then tied up. And on a tie-up, it's going to remain Millersburg ball. 3:41 left in a tie 2020 ball game. Baker will inbound the ball for her Indians. Over here for Huffman. And Huffman walked with it. Here comes Kelly Dribelvis up court for UD. Now they'll sling it back on the far side, but threw it out of there. I don't know what that play was supposed to do, but it didn't do much except throw the ball away. And it will be Julie Bueller coming into the ball game to replace Schaefer for UDA. They'll loop it here for Baker. Here comes Baker with it, working out here on Kelly Dribelvis. Baker stopping, pushing it here for Huffman. Huffman will spin it back out here for Lentz. Lentz inside, they go with it to Jackson. The ball's tapped away and then a foul. A hold's going to be called, and Heidi will be going to the foul line shooting a 1-and-1. Lentz picked up her third personal foul, and she checks back out of the ball game. Baker checking out now too, as Martin back into the ball game for Millersburg. Heidi's first of a 1-and-1 won't go down, and the rebound comes down here to Huffman of Millersburg. The back for Jackson. And Sonia Jackson will drop it back here now for Miss Norman. Near wing over here, stolen away nicely by Amber Daniels. Here comes Amber looking for two. It is good. Amber changing that over to that left hand, giving it that left hand layup for two. She unties the ball game now, 22-20, UD by two. Here comes Jackson. Inside, stolen away again by that Amber Daniels. And Amber will try to loop it over here, but they're going to call a foul on Jackson. If it is, it'll be her third. I believe it will be, because hopping off the bench immediately is Lizai. And she will come in to replace Jackson, who has picked up her third personal foul. Baker will return to the lineup also for Millersburg. It's 22-20 with 2:43 left here in the first half. And Amber Daniels, who has just made 2 sparkling defensive plays, will be at the line shooting a 1-1. Amber's first try is good. Both teams in the bonus. Both teams have committed 8 team fouls. Second shot by Amber, no good. On the rebound, let's see, it goes out of bounds. It's going to be white ball, and that means it'll stay down here for UD as Kelly Dreibelbis gets ready to inbound that ball. Kelly will loop it back here for Rudisil. Near side here for Kelly Dreibelbis. Across the court it goes to Julie Bueller. Julie for 2. Good bucket by Julie Bueller off the glass. Way to go, Julie. It is 25-20. The margin up to 5 now. Ball stolen away. Picked up in here by Dreibelbis. Dreibelbis will turn it around. That Kelly Dreibelbis back here for Rudisil. Rudisil would like 3 just off the rim. No good. A rebounded in here to Baker. Baker coming back. All of a sudden, UD has opened up a 5-point ball game, and that's been big so far. Baker rolls it on the baseline. Right underneath there is a shot by Docky. No good. Rebound comes right straight down here for Rudisil. Docky's shot may have been blocked or something. Sort of went right straight up in the air. Back down here for Kelly Dreibelbis, I beg your pardon. This is Dreibelbis. Over into the corner it goes. Going to be tapped out of there off the hands of Norman. UD will inbound. Minute 49 left here in a half. Here's Rudisil pushing it over to the baseline. Now they'll dump it here for Julie Bueller. Bueller back here for Dreibelbis. Here's Mosser on the baseline. Puts a shot up. No good. Rebound comes down inside there. Controlled by Huffman of Millersburg. Back up court it comes now for that Lizai. Lizai picks up the dribble. Pushes it back over here for Baker. 1:25 left in the half. Into the corner for Lizai. Lizai dumping it right underneath here. Shot by Docky. Wouldn't go. Rebound comes back here. Controlled by Lizai. Oh, here's a ball stolen away. Here comes Kelly Dreibelbis for 2. It's good. Kelly Dreibelbis gets 2 more. Kelly is like a house on fire out there. Here's a ball for Norman. Norman will take it up court for Millersburg. Pushes it underneath for Docky, but Docky couldn't get that one as Norman's pass kind of turned her around. Got 57 seconds left here in the first half. UD now opens up a 7-point margin. 7-point margin. There's Rudisil over there for that Kelly Dreibelbis. Kelly taking it in, pushing him back over here for Heidi Mosser. She drops it back here. A shot by Kelly Dreibelbis. Good for 2. Dreibelbis has got about 6 points here in a hurry. And Baker coming back up court with it for Millersburg. Looping it ahead here now for Docky. Docky looking for 2. It's good. Docky gets 2 of those back. 29-22. 21 seconds left here in the half. Rudisil over there for Dreibelbis. Kelly, inside she goes with it for Amber Daniels. 10 seconds left, and a foul is going to be called on Norman as she tangles over there with Amber Daniels, and Amber will be going to the line to shoot a 1-1. Amber will be shooting a 1-1 for UDA. Amber can get us our 30th point if she puts this one in. There are 9 seconds remaining. Here's her first shot. It's good. It's now 30-22, UD by 8. See if Amber can put her second shot in here. Ooh, just off the beam a little bit. Rebound tied up underneath with 7 seconds left. 6.7 seconds actually. And it's going to be UD ball as Kelly Dreibelbis will get a chance to inbound this ball. Over here for Rudisil, right back out in front. Amber Daniels tries to push it underneath. Turnaround shot, good if it goes. Mosser puts it in, good. And that's going to do it to end the first half. So the Trojans have got the wheels back on the cart now, and they're starting to roll as they pick up a 10-point margin here at halftime. But they have struggled in the early going, but now have opened up a 10-point margin. That feels a little better. 32-22 with 1/2 of the ball game left to play. Well, the teams are back on the court now, and we have the second half action coming up here as Millersburg will inbound the ball to begin the third quarter here at UDA. It'll be Jackson inbounding. Jackson has 3 personal fouls on her. She'll be inbounding to Baker, and Miss Baker has 1 personal foul on her. Also in there is Norman. She has 1. Huffman has picked up no personal fouls, and Lentz has also picked up 3 personal fouls for Millersburg. So this is Norman starting it in on the baseline for 2. It is good. So Miss Norman has got 2. It makes it a 8-point ball game now, 32-24. UD was just getting it going here when the first half ended. Daniels inside here for Amy Daniels. Amy pushes it back out here. Amber for 2. It's good. Amber Daniels slings that one up and in very nicely. It has that 10-point margin back again as Norman picks up the ball back for Jackson. Jackson going down the right wing. Amber Daniels guarding her. Passes over here for Baker. Baker picks up that dribble. Spins it here for Jackson. Jackson loops it right inside. Here's a shot by Huffman. Good for 2. Well, they worked that one in there nicely and in for Miss Huffman, and she put it home. 34-26. Here comes Rudisil on the baseline with it. She's tied up in there, and it's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Lauren. She was hassled in there by that Baker. And it will be Jackson inbounding for Millersburg. Here's Baker. Picking up the dribble for Jackson. Sonia Jackson will take it across the timeline, spin it down here for a pass inside, tapped away nicely by Heidi Mosser, and then out of bounds it's going to go. It will be white ball. Heidi making a good defensive play out of that. Here comes Rudisil for Amber Daniels. Amber loops it inside. A foul called. It'll be personal foul number 4 called on Lentz. So she is not long for this ball game if she keeps that up. Anyway, 6:32 left here in the third, and Miss Lentz will pick up her 4th foul. Remember, I mentioned at the beginning that we have not seen Miss Dowdy. She is ill. And a turnaround shot here by Daniels wouldn't go. Rebounded in there to Jackson. And Dowdy would undoubtedly be in there now to replace Lentz, or perhaps starting instead of Lentz. So Millersburg hurting there a little bit now, especially with the 4th foul picked up. Here's Amber Daniels with a good steal for UD. She'll loop it back over here for Lauren Rudisil. And back come the Trojans now, looking to get that 10-point margin back again. They lead by 8. Amy Daniels over in the left wing. Pushes it into there for Shade, or for Amber Daniels, rather. This is Amber. Looping it inside. Here's Gwen Shade trying to go around Jackson. Spins it inside and then puts a walk. A walk called. Jackson will inbound the ball for Millersburg and throws it right out of there past the hands of Baker. So UD will inbound. It'll be Amber Daniels inbounding for the Trojans. 5:43 left here in the third. This is Rudisil back over for Amber Daniels. The ball's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Baker. Daniels will inbound. This is Amber for Amy. Amy for 2. Short. Amy gets her own rebound. Goes to put it up out front, but there's going to be a hold call. Hold might be on Baker. I don't know. We'll see. Baker picked up her 2nd personal foul. Amy Daniels' first shot, good. 35-26, and Amy will be allowed to make this a 10-point game if she gets this one in, which she did. 2 nice foul shots by that Amy Daniels. It's 36-26, and coming back is Norman with a rush. Shoots, no good. Rebounded in at Amy Daniels. Amy will have it roll loose, but picked up in there by Rudisil. And back come the Trojans. Rudisil playing it out in front for Amber Daniels. Inside there for that Heidi Mosser. Heidi back outside here for Rudisil. Rudisil pushes right in the baseline. Now back outside. Mosser for 2. It's good. Great passing in there from Amber Daniels back out to Heidi Mosser, and Heidi was right there. There's a ball stolen away, and they're going to call a foul on Amber Daniels. Amber really fussing in there and picks up the personal foul. Amber picked up her second personal foul. Jackson will inbound the ball. Here's Baker. Baker coming back up court with it for Millersburg with Rudisil on her. Picks up the dribble, pushes it back here for Jackson. Jackson goes over in a wing. Outside here for Norman. Jackson on the right wing for Baker. Baker steps back, wants to shoot one up. It is no good on the rebound. Let's see who's got it. It's tangled up inside as they fight for it, and a foul's going to be called on Norman. She'll pick up the personal. Karen Dribelbis into the ball game now for Coach Shadle. Karen will swing it over there in the wing for Amber Daniels. Back out in front here for Dribelbis. Back to Karen. Karen rushes to the hoop for two. It's no good. A little bit too strong that time for Karen. Jackson with the rebound for Millersburg. And Jackson has the ball for Millersburg. Whoops, stolen away in there by Daniels. Here comes Amber looking for two. It's good. Amber with a fine layup getting two for UD. And then she's going to bump this ball out of bounds over there. Amber, I'll tell you, these Trojans hustle all over the court. No doubt about it. Way to go, Amber. Lizai back into the ball game for Millersburg. She's number 40 out here. They'll try to push this one inside. The ball came loose, but picked up by Amy Daniels. Amy for two. No good. Rebounded in there to Huffman of Millersburg. For Baker ahead here for Jackson. Jackson will spin it right underneath here. This is Dackey. Jackson for two. It's no good, but a foul's going to be called on Amy Daniels. It'll be Amy's third. And Jackson will go to the line shooting two. Jackson is shooting two. Made her first one. Makes it a 40-27 ball game. And here's her second try. No good, and it didn't hit the rim, and so it'll be UD ball. 3:39 left here in the third. 40-27. The Trojans have a 13-point margin, and back comes UD. This is at Karen Dribelbis, one of the infamous Dribelbis girls. Infamous Dribelbis sisters. And there's Karen again. Over in the wing she goes now to Amy Daniels, one of the infamous Daniels sisters. And we're going to have a charge foul call on Amy Daniels. Amy will pick up personal foul number 3. Boy, that was the softest charge you'd ever want to see. Wow. And Jackson will inbound the ball. Amy Daniels picked up personal foul number 4, make that. And back with it comes Jackson. Here's Baker. Looping it inside. The ball comes looped away here, though, as Amber Daniels picks it up for UD. Loops it back over here for Karen Dribelbis. And Karen will control it for UDA. 3 minutes remaining here in the third. Amber pushes it back here for Karen. Karen tries to go underneath with it. Threw it past Gwen Shade, rather, and out of bounds. Julie Beeler back into the ball game for UDA. They're going to spin this one loose, though. Shot put up and a foul on Baker. And Gwen Shade will go to the line shooting 2. Shade will be shooting a pair. Her first shot, good. Here's that Gwen Shade's second shot, and it is perfect. Nothing but net, and timeouts called by 41. That must have been UD calling time, I guess. Coach Shadle has a question for the official on this timeout. He wants to know why Amy Daniels has picked up her 4th personal foul. No, I don't know if he does or not, but I can imagine that would be in Dave's mind. 42-27, UD by 15, 2:48 left here in the third. Okay, Jackson will inbound the ball following the Trojan timeout. And right out of the hands of Huffman it goes, and out of bounds it'll be UD ball. Amber Daniels getting ready to inbound it. 2:47 left in the third. They'll loop it here for Karen Dribelbis. Inside for Daniels. Daniels tries to go underneath of Julie Bueller, who had it. Here's a shot from the side by Dribelbis, good for 2. Dribblebus that time hit that one. She leaped off her feet to throw that shot up there. Going to go out of bounds. They're going to call it white ball. They said it went off the hands of Lizzie. And so Amber Daniels will inbound the ball for UD. Right underneath here for Mosser. Mosser, turnaround shot is short. Rebounded in there to Huffman, who tries to spin it back here. It's going to be Baker with it for Jackson. And Jackson will take it up the wing. Crosses over here now for Baker. Sonia Jackson that time very alertly changing hands as Trojan was coming up right behind her. And the teammates hollered at her. And she made the move, but here's a move that wasn't made, and Amber Daniels with a steal. Amber looking for two. It's no good. She's fouled. Amber will go to the line, shooting two, and she is glad she has those knee pads on as she skidded across the floor that time. All the Trojan gals wearing the knee pads, and boy, you cannot blame them for that. It was on Baker, her fourth, with 2 minutes left here in the third. Amber Daniels shooting up her first. It is no good. Norman in there to replace Baker for Millersburg. Rudisill back in there to replace Karen Dribblebus for UDA. Shot by Daniels is good. All right, went down to shoot. 45-27, 18-point ball game. Here's Norman, has it tapped out of there nicely. Gwen Shade coming up from behind, picked up in there, however, by Millersburg. This is Martin. And 5 seconds elapsed now as Martin got tied up with it there and then didn't have anybody to throw it to, so none of her teammates would get themselves loose. They saw Miss Martin tied up, but could not get loose, and so they called a 5-second time on her. Here's a nice pass out in front for Julie. Julie rolled it off the front left side of the rim, however, and there's a foul underneath. It was on Norman, her third. Going to loop it in here for Mosser. Mosser for two, just bumped off the rim. Second try, good. Heidi Mosser pops her second one in, getting her own rebound, and the ball's out of bounds over there. Minute 26 left here in the third. 47-27, UD by 20. There's Jackson. This is the way this game should have been, but it sure didn't start out that way. It was a struggle. If you recall the first half. Pass inside here for Norman. Norman shoots a shot up good for two. Foul will be called. And Miss Norman will go to line to shoot one to get three. On Heidi Mosser, her second. First shot by Norman is good. Well, the only shot by Norman is good. So she got three out of that. Makes it a 47-30 ball game. Minute 12 left here in the third. Oh, well, alone underneath there is Shade. Shade's shot wouldn't go, partially blocked away. Her second shot is going to be called a jump as they tied it up here. Gwen had no luck that time at all, and it will be UDA inbounding the ball as Amber Daniels will get ready to inbound with 1:05 left here in the third period. Oh, they're going to try to loop it inside. The ball rolled loose, and let's see. Going to call a foul on Heidi Mosser. Oh, boy. Heidi will get a foul out of that. Heidi picks up her third personal foul. I didn't see that one. That looked like a tie-up if I ever saw one. Anyway, Norman will fire it in here now for that Martin gal, and then she tries to go across the court with it, but out of bounds it goes. Intended over there for Jackson, but Sonia couldn't hang on to it. Went out of bounds, and Amber Daniels will inbound for UD. Into the corner here for Gwen Shade. Gwen's played consistently well for Coach Shadle here as of late. Well, all year really, but just of late, she's really played some nice basketball. Also, Heidi Mosser starting to get to be an offensive player out there. And here is a foul called on Amber Daniels. They're going to call a blocking foul on Amber with 40 seconds left here in the third period. Coach Shadle is not sure what kind of officiating we have out there tonight. Coach, talk to him, Dave. Anyway, timeout called. 40 seconds remaining here. Trojans up by 19. Norman inbounds the ball here for Jackson now following the timeout, and up the court they come with a rush. Here is Huffman. Huffman looping it back out here for that Martin. And And a walk called on Sonia Jackson. Sonia got tangled up out here trying to go around Gwen Shade and walked with it. 27 seconds left here in the third. Here's that Lauren Rudisil. Lauren back in there, over there for that Amber Daniels. Amber has it stolen away from her by Norman. Norman will pick up the dribble, push it back over here for that Martin eventually. Norman again. Into the corner it goes. Docky will put it inside here for Norman. Norman lost the handle on it, picked up in there by Shade. And then we have a walk called. A walk's going to be called as Heidi Moser got all tangled up in there. Looked like that gal had all arm, but they called it a walk. 9/10 of a second left, so this play will go nowhere, probably. Inbound pass, and that should do it as the third period comes to an end. But it was a good third period for UDA. They take a commanding 19-point lead into the final period now. It's 49-30 Trojans. Okay, we're set to go now as the fourth period opens up here. This is going to be Lentz with it for Millersburg. She has 4 fouls on her, as does Baker, who has the ball now. This is going to be Huffman. Inside they go to Jackson, but it's off her foot, picked up in there, and a double dribble called on Weaver. Weaver got tramped on and stumbled, and they call a double dribble on her. Okay, I'll tell you, here's Baker inbounding. What is going to happen next? Outside for Jackson. He'll swing it over the near side here. Baker from outside for 2. It's good. Baker with a nice bounce pass from Sonia Jackson gets 2. Baker has a couple of threes in the first half, but hasn't shot a 3 in the second half here. 49-32. UD needs to play the ball down a little bit here. Here's Weaver. Those infamous Drivelbiss gals are in there again. Here's a ball underneath for Schaefer for 2. Well, Valerie's shot wouldn't go down. Valerie Schaefer is in there, and so is that Amelia Miller for UD. Here's Baker looping it for Jackson. Jackson pushes it inside, stolen away by Amelia Miller. Amelia starting it back up court for UD. Will pick up the dribble, throws it behind Valerie Schaefer. So it'll be Millersburg inbounding. Norman will inbound for Baker. Near wing over here it comes. Now they'll try to loop it inside, and Lentz's pass is picked off in there by Valerie Schaefer. Back here for that Karen Drivelbiss. Nice defensive play by Valerie Schaefer. Miller had the ball roll between her legs, picked up in here by Baker. Baker looks to stop and pop for 2. It wouldn't go. Rebounded over there by Weaver. April Weaver will drop it back now for Drivelbiss. This is Kelly Drivelbiss. Over for Weaver, back to Kelly Drivelbiss. Karen Drivelbiss has it now. For Weaver, Weaver steps inside, 15-foot short. Rebounds put up there by Schaefer, wouldn't go. Return shot put up by Karen Drivelbiss, wouldn't go. And Karen is tackled out here at about the 25-yard line, as Miss Norman might have picked up her 5th foul, I believe it was. No, fourth foul. Karen Drivelbiss will be at the foul line shooting a 1-and-1. Here is Karen's first shot, and it is good. Well, half good. Rolled around halfway down and came back out. Amy Daniels checking back into the ball game now. She replaced Miller. Here's a ball stolen away on the inbounds pass. This is Norman. Norman heading for the hoop, had it tapped loose, picks it back up. Shot from outside by Baker, wouldn't go. Rebounded in there to Kelly Drivelbiss, and Kelly will start it back up court for UDA. Inside for Amy Daniels. She threw it past the breaking April Weaver. April was breaking toward the bucket. Amber threw it where she was rather than where she was going. And back comes Baker for Millersburg. Norman. Boy, it looked like a kick there. What the heck is going on here? Norman bounces it underneath, stolen away in there nicely by Valerie Schaefer, and a foul called. That will end the evening for Miss Lentz, as she just picked up personal foul number 5. And UD will be shooting a 1-and-1. Valerie Schaefer will be at the line in this varsity basketball game, shooting a 1-and-1. Just off the mark a little bit, rebounded in there by Huffman. Back here for Baker. 5:20 left in the ball game. Here comes that Norman, pushes it inside here for Jackson. Jackson with one dribble, one shot, nothing doing there. Rebounded in there nicely by Valerie Schaefer. Back here for Kelly Drybelvis. Kelly for sister Karen. Inside to Amy, 15-foot try, good. Amy Daniels with a 15-footer. Very, very nicely that time. Amy, no stopping, just popping it right up and in. There's Baker. In here for Huffman. Huffman never shoots. I don't think Huffman has shot a shot tonight yet. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Charge foul on Norman. She throws the ball out of there, but Norman's out of there anyway. She picked up her 5th personal foul, and she is gone for the evening also. So it'll be UD inbounding. 4:42 left here in the ball game when Miss Norman fouls out of there. UD by 19. And the Drybelvis girls are ready to inbound this ball. Comes Drybelvis. That was Kelly. Kelly has it back again on a give and go, but she didn't go. They gave it, but she forgot to go. Into the corner it goes, and hold everything. 3 seconds violation called on UD that time. Somebody got stuck in the lane. I wasn't sure whom. Baker coming back. 4:20 remaining in the game. Pushes it over there for Jackson. Jackson on the baseline. Pushes it back out here. Shot from outside for 2. That's short. Rebound's going to be kept inside here, but Amy Daniels picks it off. And back comes that Kelly Drybelvis. Kelly into the corner for Weaver. Now out in front for Karen Drybelvis. Inside, Amy Daniels would like another one of those. Nope, not that time. And rebound comes down there to Docky, and Docky will roll it across for Baker, who picks it up here and gives it to Sonia Jackson. Here's a pass over in the wing for that Lizzie. Near wing here for Jackson. She charges the hoop, puts a shot up, no good. Return shot put up by Huffman. I think that was her first shot of the ball game, and she missed it. There weren't many. She had opportunities, but couldn't get anything to go. 3:34 left in the ball game. 51-32. And back with it comes Drybelvis. Down on the wing it goes for shot by Gwen Shade. That won't go, but she's hammered. Gwen will go to the line, shooting 2. Gwen at the line shooting a pair. Here's her first one. It's good. Way to go, Gwen Shade. UD opens up a 20-point margin. Gwen can make it 21. She did. 2 nice foul shots by that Gwen Shade. 53-32. On the inbound pass is going to be tapped out of there by a hustling Kelly Drybelvis. Jackson getting ready to inbound it. Does so over there for Baker. Baker down the right wing for Millersburg, those Millersburg Indians. Here's Huffman. Huffman has it knocked out of there by Kelly Drybelvis, who went underneath. Then it went out off Kelly. Kelly plays like a gal possessed. Man alive. She is faster than, actually, she could beat the basketball down court if you rolled it down the floor. I think Kelly would beat it. If you fired it down the floor, she'd beat it. Here's a ball brought down here by Rudisil. And they'll spin it into the corner. Here comes Mosser, moving her way inside. Shot a little short. Heidi will get another chance. Wouldn't go, but she'll go to the line shooting 2. 2:59 remaining here in the ball game. Sonia Jackson just bit the dirt. She will pick up her 5th personal foul, and Mosser at the line to shoot a pair. Here's that Heidi Mosser shooting up her first of 2. Heidi's first shot, perfect. Here comes that Heidi Mosser's second shot, and it is just a little short. Rebound, let's see, who's going to grab it? It's going to be Rudisill, has it blocked away by Lizai. Into the corner it goes on the baseline. Amy's shot is blocked, and Tobias fights for it down there along with Mosser, and it's going to be tied up. It'll stay right up here. 2:48 remaining. Kelly Dribelbis getting ready to inbound the basketball for UDA. She'll loop it back here for Rudisill. Rudisill pushes it back here for Kelly Dribelbis inside to Amy Daniels, over the wing to Mosser. Here's Kelly Dribelbis, near side over here for a shot by Rudisill, wouldn't go. Return shot put up by Shade, wouldn't go, and the rebound comes down there to that Dacky. She has her pass blocked, but she's got the ball back again. And wait a minute, timeout's going to be called now, as she could not get untangled with 2:24 remaining in the ball game. UD by 22. With 2:24 remaining, the Trojans will send out the two Daniels gals along with Beeler and Weaver. Or somebody else too. Oh, Schaefer, Valerie Schaefer. Here's a baseline shot put up by Baker for two. It's good. Baker gets two. Baker shoots those long ones up now and then, but it's 54-34. That made it a 20-point ball game. Weaver in here for Beeler. Beeler comes across the court here for Amy Daniels. Amy out here for sister Daniels, and the ball's going to be tapped back out here. Nice play, and a shot put up by Weaver wouldn't go. Beeler for two, wouldn't go. Julie fires up, another one won't go. And on the rebound this time, it's going to be controlled in there by Dacky. Back for Baker. Well, UD had three tries at it. Comes Baker looking for two. It's good. Baker for two more for the Millersburg Indians. 1:25 left here in the ball game. Trojans will pick up yet another good TVL ball game as Julie Beeler puts one in. Good girl, Julie. 56-36 shot from outside. Good for three. That time it's Baker nailing a three. She will obviously be the leading scorer for Millersburg tonight. Anyway, the Trojan march for the second half championship continues. And it's looking good and better all the time. They have couple tough ball games coming up here now. Halifax on Thursday night, which might be a challenging ball game for the Trojans, although the way they've been playing lately, I really doubt it, but it could be. And then, of course, the ever popular Greenwood Wildcats come here to Upper Dauphin. I think it's next Thursday night. So a couple of tough ones coming up here. Baker has the ball with 48 seconds left, 46 seconds now. Here comes Baker, and they're going to get a foul called on Amber Daniels, I do believe. Yep. Picked up her fourth personal as Baker goes to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. First shot is good. This little Baker gal is all right. Amelia Miller checking back in there, along with Schaefer, Beeler, Kelly Dribelbis, and Schaefer, did I say her? Weaver, the other one. This is Kelly Dribelbis for Weaver. Weaver looping it inside. Nice pass and a shot by Schaefer wouldn't go. Oh, Val couldn't get that first one to go. Well, he said, darn it. Anyway, she couldn't get it to go down. And back with it comes Millersburg with a quick pass up here for Huffman. Over in a wing, they'll go now to Tobias. Inside here for Huffman. Huffman tries to bounce it underneath here. Intended for number 25, Lauver, but it bounced away, and it'll be UD coming back with 18 seconds remaining in this ball game. Trojans will go 5-1, I believe it is, here in the second half. Or 4-1 anyway, for sure. Ball goes out of bounds here. It'll be red ball with 9 seconds remaining. It'll be Lauber inbounding the ball. Up here for that Martin. Here's Martin with it. Martin for three, short. And it's going to be pushed back over here now as the buzzer sounds to end the ball game. So the Trojans pick up yet another victory here by a final score of 56-40. It's a 16-point margin tonight for UDA over these Millersburg Indians. So we congratulate Coach Shadle on yet another fine outing by his Trojanettes here. And we'll catch them next time this coming Thursday, I believe it'll be, when they play those Halifax Wildcats of Coach Bob O. So see you then. Good night.